I played all 6 pixel remasters of Final Fantasy, and I ranked them from my personal worst to best. And coming in at number 6, the only game in the series I actively disliked playing, Final Fantasy III. Final Fantasy III is boring. And I don't mean, oh, it's a bit slow kind of boring. I mean, it feels like the game is stalling for time while you wander around fixing problems that don't matter. Which is weird, because when I decided to play the Pixel remasters, I thought I would see this game slowly evolve into the series that I love. But instead we got, well, let's talk about it. When I started this script, I thought I would follow the same kind of structure I had for the first 2 games. I would highlight the story, look at the mechanics, compare them to later games, but about 2/3 of the way through this game, I realized something. I don't care. This game is boring. Now, maybe if I played this game when it first came out, it would have felt groundbreaking, but I played the later games first. I've been spoiled, so now all I see is filler. And speaking of filler, the premise is simple. The world runs on crystals, the crystals are bricked, and you need to get them unbricked, because this is Final Fantasy, and it is always crystals. Your team? 4 color-swapped orphans suddenly entrusted with saving the entire world because of reasons. But between cleansing the crystals, you're just doing stuff. Climb a mountain to get a spell you already have. Save a prince and free his king from an evil advisor, completely unrelated to the crystals. Calm a sea monster because a rat stole a jewel. None of it matters until a point at the end of the game when it slaps on a reason. You need 5 people who are pure of heart to break a curse. Oh, and luckily, the 5 people you randomly decided to help for no reason all happen to be pure of heart. How convenient. Glad all my time wasting actually had a purpose. The first game may have been nothing but fetch quests, but at least it felt like everything you're doing was for a reason. And the second game may have had a generic Empire vs. Rebellion story, but at least it felt like you were always progressing towards a goal. Final Fantasy III, you're just doing stuff until the reason for that stuff is slapped on at the end. Which leads to the other problem I had with this game. Final Fantasy I had a story and mechanics that were fine. Final Fantasy II had worse mechanics but a much better story. And Final Fantasy III is a mixed bag. The job system's better. In Final Fantasy I, you picked jobs at the beginning of the game and you were stuck with them. Final Fantasy II got rid of the job system altogether. Anyone could just be anything. And Final Fantasy III brought back the job system, but you could switch them on the fly. You unlocked more jobs as you went through the game, and each job had its own level. Great system. But the magic system is worse. Final Fantasy II introduced the standard MP system, but Final Fantasy III brings back magic slots, which makes the red mage almost entirely useless. You can't fit all of the white spells and black spells you want into a limited number of slots. And the story? Light, dark, balanced, destiny, warriors, whatever. And for no reason, they nerfed the airship. The first airship you get can't even fly, and you wreck it right after you get it. You eventually get better ships, but what's the point of giving me an airship if you're not going to give me an airship? But to be fair, it's not all bad. Final Fantasy III does have some genuinely interesting ideas. One of those airships, it can go underwater. It unlocks new areas, new dungeons. You have spells like Minnie and Toad that you can use outside of battle to unlock new areas, like a gnome village that won't let you in unless you're tiny, or an underwater dungeon that you have to be a frog to get through. Which is fun in theory, but there is one dungeon where you have to be small, and when you're small, your weapons don't work. You have to rely on magic, which makes half your party useless. I ended up avoiding most of the fights just because it was tedious to get through, and that's not my idea of fun. Oh, and secret passages. At first, they just hold treasures, but by the end of the game, they're entire mazes of secret passages. I hope you like walking up against walls. While we're on the subject of exploring, let's talk about the map. The starting world map, it looks like a bullseye. There's a ring of water in the middle, a ring of land around that, ring of water, ring of land, more water. Later, when you get a real airship, you actually discover that that is just one piece of land in a larger world. But in the beginning, there's nothing in that larger world. An earthquake flooded it, so it's mostly water. Later, another earthquake will unlock more land, and then the map gets a little more interesting. But the problem with this expanding world is that sometimes the game doesn't give you any clue on where you're supposed to go next. I don't need a waypoint or a glowing line to point me in the right direction, but give me an NPC who's talking about a rumor they heard or a story about a place so I at least have some idea where I'm supposed to go. Dropping me in a giant empty world and then saying, go find the story, just adds to the meandering feeling of this whole game. And so at this point, I was wondering, why is the world even like this? Once upon a time, the ancients abused the powers of the light crystals, so they created the warriors of darkness to restore balance. But now darkness is taking over, so you're the warriors of light. Enter Xanda, an ex-student of a master wizard named Noah. Noah gave his 3 students gifts. Doga got power, Une got control of dreams, Xande got to be human. And Xanda was so mad about his mortality that he drained the crystals of all their energy to stop time and live forever. Which, as a mortal, I get it. And that all brings us to the grand finale. After clearing the crystals, it's on to Xanda's palace, which is basically one giant boss rush. Eureka, full of the best weapons, each guarded by a boss. 4 ribbons, each guarded by a boss. And you need to help the 4 warriors of darkness, each guarded by a boss. One of the bosses, the 2-headed dragon, could one-shot my entire team. He was harder than the final boss. And the final boss has one attack, Particle Beam. You use it on every turn. So as long as you keep your party healed and your magic up, you can't lose. And that's it. You get an ending about keeping hope through the darkness. You drop everybody back off at home and the credits roll. A slog of an ending for a slog of a game. My only hope is that Final Fantasy IV brings a little light back into the series. 3 had an uninteresting story, and it did nothing with the mechanics. And coming in at our number 5 slot is a game that did way too much with the mechanics. Final Fantasy II. Square distinguished Final Fantasy I from the other RPGs at the time by making it more like Dungeons and Dragons. So for the sequel, they threw most of that out. Some of the changes were good. Most weren't. But the story was a big improvement. Like I said in my Final Fantasy I video, that game was more like a series of side quests than one coherent story. Like the game was just stalling until it reached the right amount of hours. The Final Fantasy II story, it has progression, it has events that lead from one to the other in a way that makes sense, and there's an overarching story that leads everything you do. And it starts when the Empire decides to begin its quest for world domination by leveling your podunk little town for some reason. Our heroes, Firion, Maria, Guy, and Leon, try to fight off the Empire, and they lose. They wake up in the local castle and ask the local royalty if they can join the local resistance. But after the battle with the Empire, Leon goes missing. I wonder if that will come up later on in the story. And while this twist is very clearly telegraphed, it does make Final Fantasy II's story a little more in-depth than Final Fantasy I. There's betrayal and redemption and death. And that's a setup for the game. Your plucky little group of nobodies joins the resistance to stop the Empire from taking over the world. Oh, and just out of curiosity, I looked up how many Final Fantasy games have an evil empire. It's 12. Alright, now that's enough praise, now here are the problems. In Final Fantasy II, Square ditched the traditional leveling system of 1 for a more learn-by-doing system. You want to get better with a sword? Attack with a sword. You want to get better with magic? Use magic. Now, while it seems this would lead to a more organic leveling system, it has a lot of problems. The first being, to gain HP, you have to take damage, which leaves you at the mercy of enemies' random attacks, or you have to game the system by attacking your own party members. This also made leveling magic a nightmare because each spell has its own XP, and there are dozens of spells. So you either waste a ton of time grinding them all, or you just pick your favorites and ignore the rest like I did. Fire, ice, lightning, a few heal and protection spells got me through the game. Even when I got the ultimate spell, Ultima, I used it once, saw how weak it was compared to my regular spells, and didn't bother to use it anymore because I just didn't feel like grinding it. The other lesson I learned the hard way is that your max MP only increases when you use magic in battle. I was using my time between battles to heal up, but my white mage's max MP would never increase unless I used the spell during a fight. This unique leveling system also clashes with the other design decisions Square made. Remember when I said Leon went missing at the beginning of the game? Well, that leaves you with a team of 3, and throughout the game, a different fourth member will rotate in and out, but they always start from scratch. So you either have to waste time grinding them up so they can catch up with the rest of the team, or you get used to being a team of 3.5, like someone's mother made you bring your little brother along to play. This is especially apparent when Leon joined you right near the end of the game, but he starts from scratch, and I couldn't be bothered to sit there and level him up, so I just powered through till the final boss. And I couldn't beat the final boss. Not only did I barely do any damage, anytime he hit me, he healed. So I did what any self-respecting gamer would do. Googled it. And that's when I learned about a sword. A sword that would make not only the final boss, but most bosses of the game trivial. A sword that's missable. And I missed it. So I had 2 choices. Either grind and hope to at some point become strong enough to take on the final boss, or start over. So I started over. See, there's a point in the game where the Empire creates a cyclone. I'm not really sure why they create a cyclone. It doesn't move or do anything, but cool, I guess. And in the small amount of time between when the cyclone appears and when you go inside it to fight, you can go into town and talk to a villager who's so concerned about you going into the cyclone that he shows you his hidden stash of weapons. And among these weapons is the blood sword, a sword that does damage based on the enemy's max HP, which lets you defeat any boss and the final boss in a few hits. But restarting the game let me explore a feature that I didn't really look at in the first game: boosts. In the Pixel remasters, you can change gold drops, XP rates, encounter rates, and it'll let you fly through the game if you want to, which I did. Straight through the final boss with my fancy new sword. So what I think of Final Fantasy II? It took a lot of chances and not a lot of good ones. The new leveling system might have been interesting on its own, a little frustrating, and making every magic spell separated into its own XP was a horrible decision because it means you either have to grind constantly or just do what I did and pick a few of your favorites and ignore the rest. Having a rotating fourth party member is fine. It can add some variety. It can add to the story. It kind of reminds me of 13.2, where you can catch a monster and use them as another party member. But combining it with the leveling system, it was always going to clash in a very obvious way. There were later releases that tried to balance this out, but I see why Final Fantasy II took so long to get to the West. Now, I know a lot of people hate on Final Fantasy II, but I think the worst sin a game can commit is being boring. And 3 was boring. 2 might have been frustrating, but at least it wasn't boring. And coming in at our number 4 slot, the OG, the original, the game that saved Square from bankruptcy, and my first video on this channel, Final Fantasy I. Square was in trouble. After a series of games that didn't see much commercial success, they needed a release that would reignite their brand and their bank account. And they came up with an idea for an RPG, the aptly named Final Fantasy, as it was supposed to be a one-off and their last shot at success, and went on to be one of the longest running and most successful RPG series of all time, solidifying Square's legacy for decades. Final Fantasy I alone sold over 1 million copies and was remade and repackaged over a dozen times, because it separated itself from the big RPG at the time, Dragon Quest, by being more like Dungeons and Dragons. In Dragon Quest, you had one character. Final Fantasy gave you a party. Dragon Quest, you played the character you were given, while Final Fantasy had classes. Things like that. So, does Final Fantasy still hold up today? No. Okay, look. Final Fantasy I is not a bad game. But if you're used to playing the later games, you have to unlearn a lot of how you think a Final Fantasy game works. You got to remember, these were the initial stumbling steps of the franchise. They still hadn't figured things out yet. But let's start with the magic system. Your mages start out not knowing any magic. Unfortunately, I figured this out in my first battle, but you have to buy magic, which is fine. I've played lots of games where you have to buy magic. So I grinded for some cash, went out into the wilderness and picked a fight. And that's when I learned the second quirk of how magic works in this game. You don't have MP exactly. You have different levels of spells. There are 4 spells in each level, but you can only equip 3, and each level has its own pool of MP, which towards the beginning of the game makes you have to be really careful about when you use magic. Now, the white mage is still pretty good with a weapon, but the black mage takes a long time to become the glass cannon he eventually turns into. The next issue is death. In future Final Fantasies, when a party member goes toes up, you just drag their lifeless corpse to the nearest inn, have them sleep it off, and they're fine in the morning. So when my black mage went to that big random encounter in the sky, I dragged his lifeless husk to the nearest inn, and the next morning he had the nerve to still be dead. Turns out in this game, there's only 2 ways to revive a party member. Phoenix down, or by visiting a priest that are in most towns, who will revive your party member out of the goodness of their own heart and cold hard cash. But there is no priest in the first town, so I had to grind for the 500 gold it cost to pick up a single bird feather. Also, the story of this game is structured in a really awkward way. It's more of a series of fetch quests. You fetch an eye for a witch, a gem for a giant, a bomb for a gnome. It sounds weird out of context. But these events never feel like they're serving the bigger story. It just feels like the game is throwing hurdles in your way to stall for time and lengthen gameplay. By the time you get to the end, it doesn't feel like you played a coherent story, you played a random series of events. But let's talk about that story. If you've ever played a Final Fantasy game, the story is going to feel pretty familiar. The world is run on crystals because it's Final Fantasy, and it is always crystals. The crystals have been corrupted by the Dark Knight Garland and some fiends, so you stroll into town, take down the fiends, uncorrupt the crystals, and face Garland. And this is where the story takes a left turn and into a ditch. It seems Garland and the fiends have created a time loop. Now, time travel isn't something that most Final Fantasy games touch on, and this is an excellent example of why. So the story goes, the fiends sent Garland into the future so that Garland could send the fiends into the past, and they could send him into the future, creating a loop. Your party gets stuck in this loop, and every time you go to face Garland, you die over and over. Now, there are a couple problems with this. The first one being, who cares? The crystals are purified in the present, and the fiends are dead now. Everything is fine. You have no reason to go back into the past at all. Okay, fine. Maybe you have to go back into the past because you're stuck in a loop. Okay. But before you fight Garland in the past, you have to kill all the fiends again. Why doesn't killing the fiends break the loop? If the fiends of the past are dead, they can't send Garland into the future to send them back into the past. I know, because it's a video game. Whatever. Kill Garland, kill the fiends, save the world, go home, good job. Like I said, Final Fantasy 1 isn't a bad game. The story structure isn't great, the mechanics take getting used to, and the story is something you've seen 1,000 times. World is in danger, bunch of nobodies show up, and they complete side quests until the world is saved. But if you can look past all that, there's a fun game here. And if you're a fan of Final Fantasy and you love the nostalgia, it is interesting to see where it all started. And this game did spur my favorite game series of all time. Yeah, one had some outdated mechanics and it had a story that went really weird at the end. But that just took an adjustment. Once you made that adjustment to an older way of thinking, it was a really fun game. And in fact, the next 3 games on this list are great. If you are a fan of Final Fantasy, play 4, 5, and 6. But coming in at our number 3 slot, Final Fantasy V. Final Fantasy V is about an evil alien trying to obtain ultimate power and rule the world. Did we just do this? As most people know, we didn't get the Final Fantasy games released in order in the US. We got 1, then 4, then 6 and 7, and then 5. Which puts 5 in the very unfortunate position of being overshadowed by 2 absolute classics of the series. And when we did get it released, it wasn't even a standalone game, it was part of an anthology, which is too bad because it is a solid entry into the series. Now, if you saw my video on weird sequels, I said one of the reasons sequels can veer wildly from the original is because developers are still trying to figure out the blueprint for what their game actually is. So if you think of the first 4 games of Final Fantasy as the experiment, 5 is the result. 5 takes the best elements of the previous 4 games and wraps it up into one really good, often forgotten game. Sure, it's a traditional RPG and it's a little cutesy, a little too cutesy sometimes, but the things it does really well, and you can see the lessons that it learned from the other games. And the most obvious thing that it took from the previous games is the story. If you played 4, this is all gonna feel very familiar. The world is run on crystals, because this is Final Fantasy, and it is always crystals. But the crystals are starting to lose their power. You play Bart, an adventurer who's out adventuring when he adventures himself into a crashed meteor. There he finds Galuf, an old man with amnesia, and Princess Lena, who's gone after her father who went to investigate the Wind Crystal Temple. But when they get there, the Wind Crystal explodes. So Bart, Galuf, and Lena head off to protect the other crystals. And along the way, they pick up the pirate captain Ferris and learn the world is in danger. And this is when the story is going to start to feel really familiar. There was an evil alien named X-Death who was trying to use something called the Void to become all-powerful. Some good aliens, including Galuf, our geriatric amnesiac, sealed him away to protect the people, but now X-Death is free and it's up to us to deal with it. So yeah, we're doing aliens again. But this time the alien's a tree, so that's different. At its heart, Final Fantasy V is kind of a story about industry versus nature. See, people have figured out how to harness the power of the crystals to improve their own lives, but that's what's draining the crystals of their power and making them shatter. Bart and his team travel around the world trying to warn people, but no one's willing to give up their lifestyle, even if it means endangering the world. And then a living tree tries to murder everyone. But while the story is rehashed, it's the gameplay that's the real draw. Everything that 4 started, 5 improved. Using character animations and cutscenes to tell a story have become more elaborate and impressive. The enemy designs are amazing. The musical score is more epic. Characters have more personality. They have conflict. They have interpersonal relationships that we can see grow and change throughout the story. And all the best mechanics are back. We still have the active battling system, adding some diversity and strategy to fights. Square stopped screwing with the magic system, and the job system is better than ever. Every time a crystal pops, you get new jobs. You can switch jobs on the fly, and every time you finish a battle, you get ability points that go towards earning new abilities for the job you have equipped. Earn enough points in a job, and you master it, allowing you to use those abilities no matter what job you have equipped. It gives a real sense of freedom and creativity, and lets you create some incredibly broken combinations. The Mystic Knight lets you strap black magic to a weapon, and the Ranger lets you attack 4 times in a row. Add the Ninja's ability to dual wield weapons, and you get 8 attacks at once. The Red Mage lets you dual cast, which means your white or black mage can double cast their strongest abilities, or if you're rocking a summoner, you get back-to-back summons. But the strongest job in the game is Mimic, which lets you copy the last attack for free. So if you have one team member double cast Flare, you can have an entire team of Mimics spamming Flare without using a single MP. And speaking of Flare, that's something else 5 added, optional content. The strongest white and black spells in the game, Holy and Flare, yeah, you don't need to find them. It's a side quest. There are 12 ultimate legendary weapons, each with its own side quest to unlock. You learn bard songs by playing pianos found throughout the world. There are some summons you need to track down, like Ramu and Golem. There are lots of blue magic spells you need to track down, and some of them you can only gain by using the Beastmaster's ability to control monsters and forcing your enemy to use those abilities against you. And bosses? Let's talk about optional bosses. Like I said, to get some of the optional summons, you have to beat them, like Odin and Bahamut are just straightforward tough boss battles. But some of the optional boss battles are more creative. Like, to get the job Mimic, you have to defeat Gogo. See, when the water crystal explodes, one of the shards is out of reach. You have to come back here later to get it, but the whole place is underwater. So you have to backtrack through the entire tower in 7 minutes before you run out of air. And at the end of that tower is Gogo. Because Gogo is a mimic, he mimics everything you do. So if you attack with a physical or magical attack, he responds with emphasis. So the way you beat him is by doing nothing. You just wait, and eventually he'll give up, and you earn the job Mimic. And then there's Omega. I hate Omega. I think he's the only enemy that you actually see on the open world. He's just standing there in the interdimensional rift, which is one of the last areas you go to in the game. It shows up right after a save point, which should have been my first clue, but I charged in anyway. See, Omega is one of the few enemies that's over level 100. It can dodge nearly any attack, inflict basically any status ailment, and take your party down to single-digit health with one attack. In my hubris, I slammed my head against this particular wall several times, each time thinking I came up with just the perfect pre-fight preparation, just to be proven very, very wrong. And then I did what any self-respecting hero would do. I walked around him. Like I said, optional. But not all the enemies in this game are absolute nightmares. Like I said, 5 also brought back the comedy from 4. Maybe a little too much. When I said 5 expanded on the animations to show character emotion, well, they also cranked up the visual gags, which is cute and funny for a while, but it starts to wear towards the end. 5 also brought back some gag enemies. Gilgamesh is Exdeath's main lackey. Fight him several times throughout the game, each time he runs off and each time he comes back with more arms for reasons. Eventually, Exdeath banishes him to the interdimensional rift, and when you run into him there, not only does he seem to want to be buddies, but he actually helps you out. He sacrifices himself to help take down one of the bosses. And Gilgamesh comes out of the rift to make an appearance in later games like 8 and 14. But it's not all lighthearted fun. Following in 4's footsteps, our forgetful alien team member also goes down in a blaze of glory. Though, unlike Tella, Gelaf is immediately replaced with Krill, who doesn't have nearly as much of a developed character or backstory or connection to our team, and basically just picks up an item and gains all of Gelaf's abilities, which kind of robs the moment of a lot of its gravity, but I also feel like that's one of the ways 5 differs from 4. 4 was very story-focused, and the story was heavy. There was betrayal and redemption and death and sacrifice. Yeah, there were moments of levity, but for the most part, it took itself pretty seriously. While 5, for the most part, has a more lighthearted tone. We don't have a main character with a dark past they're trying to overcome. We don't have children sacrificing themselves for the greater good. The characters here are more wholesome, they get along, they look out for each other. There are more jokes and attempts at humor. The story is similar, but the tone is completely different. Another alien menace, another world in danger, another set of crystals, but where the story lacks, the mechanics shine. The humor keeps it from ever reaching the emotional heights of 4, but the job system feels ahead of its time. Proof that even when your big bad is an evil tree, great mechanics can carry a game. And with 5 done, all that's left of the Pixel remasters is my favorite game of all time, and I can't wait. See you next time. Now, while 5 had an amazing job system, I felt the story was lacking. And in our number 2 spot is a game that was all about the story, Final Fantasy IV. Aliens, giant robots that shoot lasers, and a spaceship. Final Fantasy IV was weird, and I loved it. Quick recap. Final Fantasy I had okay mechanics and an okay story. Final Fantasy II had worse mechanics but a much better story. Final Fantasy III had a really good job system and nothing else. And that's the first change with Final Fantasy IV. It gets rid of the job system completely because it kinda has to. Final Fantasy IV is the first truly character-driven story of the Final Fantasy series, and the classes are tied to the characters and the story. So let's talk about that story. You are Cecil, a Dark Knight of Baron. The king orders you to kill a bunch of helpless civilians, you say why, and the king tries to murder you. So Cecil and his buddy Kane travel the world to try to figure out what the deal with all of that was. And their first stop is to rescue Rosa, Cecil's love interest. Which brings us to Final Fantasy the soap opera featuring a love triangle. See, Kane also loves Rosa, but Rosa only sees him as a friend, so Kane runs off and joins the local bad Golbez in his quest to destroy the world. And look, fellas, I know rejection hurts, but that's no reason to run off and join the local cult run by an evil wizard alien. But it turns out that Kane was being mind controlled. And twist, so was Golbez. And double twist, so was the king. By an alien named Zemus. Yeah, Final Fantasy IV had aliens. And I kind of love that about the earlier games. A lot of the later games, they deal with spirits and magic and evil empires and corporations, but Final Fantasy 1 had time travel. 2 had actual factual hell. Yeah, when you go there, they call it pandemonium. But when the Emperor dies and comes back, he calls himself the Emperor of Hell, so it's hell. And now we have aliens. Oh, and also Cecil is part alien, and so's Golbez, and also their brothers. But it wasn't just Cecil's story that carried the weight this time. Each character had their own drama and story. Besides Cecil, Rosa, and Kain, we have Rydia. Remember when I said the king tried to kill Cecil? Well, what he did was unknowingly strap a bomb to Cecil and send him to the local town full of summoners. Rydia is the only surviving member of that town after Cecil and Kain inadvertently kill her mother and burn her village to the ground. Rydia has some feelings about that, but after the other two save her life, she joins them on the whole world-saving thing. Edward is a bard and the heir to the throne of Damcian, which I kept reading as Damascus. Because he's a bard, he can play music to heal your party or inflict status effects on the enemy. He's also a coward. You can just tell him to hide, or he just runs off stage right and then comes back to reap the rewards once the battle is over. He'll also leave if his health gets too low, but he has a hovercraft, so you let him tag along. Yang's a monk who joins after his town is destroyed. I'm seeing a theme here. Palom and Parome are twin white and black mages. When Cecil makes his pilgrimage to go from Dark Knight to Paladin, they're his chaperones, and they spy on him. But once Cecil gets his new change of clothes, they decide to come along. I'm not really sure why, actually. Another character who comes along just because they have nothing better to do is Edge, the ninja/prince, because nothing is ever boring in a Final Fantasy universe. Cid's in this game, and like many other games, his only job is to give you an airship and fix up the airship. And then there's Tella. I love Tella because he's an insane old man. So Tella's daughter is in love with Edward. So Tella heads to go fight the prince when he joins up with Cecil's group. When they get there, it turns out Anna was killed in Golbez's attack. Tella blames Edward and runs at him with a stick. He travels with Cecil's group to get revenge on Golbez, and when he finally comes face to face with the man, he uses every last bit of magic he has left trying to kill him. He casts Meteor so hard on Golbez, he dies. The man is insane, and it's great. And this bigger group of characters needed a better battle system. Final Fantasy IV was the first game in the series to have an active battle system. Final Fantasy got a lot of credit because it took a lot of inspiration from tabletop RPGs, and that included turn-based combat. But 4 had meters above every character's head, and when that meter hit 0, they got to act. It made combat more interesting, feel more alive, and it added a little more strategy because it gave more importance to spells like haste and slow and stop. In previous games, spells like slow and haste, it might change the attack order, but every character still got a turn. But in 4, since there were no turns, you could use haste to speed up your character's timer and get more hits in, or use slow to make the enemy get fewer attacks. And this system wouldn't just carry over into future Final Fantasy games, but to other series entirely. But it wasn't just the battle system that 4 changed. The first 3 games messed around a lot with the magic system. Magic slots, magic levels, XP. But one thing that always remained constant were the stores. You always had to buy magic until 4. In 4, as you level up, you just get spells. And this is just another side effect of getting rid of the job system for the sake of story. Yes, there's less freedom and less customization. In 3, you could combine jobs to find the most broken combinations you can think of. But in 4, the summoner is a summoner because they come from a town of summoners. The monk is a monk because he comes from a town of monks. It would be weird if he was a ranger. And Cecil is a dark knight because he needs his redemption arc to become a paladin. The game is trying to tell a story, but the mechanics weren't the only thing that got an upgrade in 4. It also looked and sounded better than any game in the series. The Final Fantasy IV was the first game to be on Super Nintendo, and that meant more power to render more colors, more details. Spells could be bigger and flashier, environments could be bigger, backgrounds could be more detailed, and characters could be more detailed. Animations were used to depict emotion. Characters could kneel or fall over. They started using more cutscenes to tell stories instead of just text dumps. The series was really starting to feel epic. And speaking of epic, let's talk about the music. The music wasn't just for background anymore. It was tied to the story. Boss battles, death scenes, love scenes, they all had their own soundtrack. And depending on which version you played, you might have a completely different experience. And that's because Final Fantasy IV was the first game in the series to get rebalanced for different audiences. Final Fantasy IV was released in Japan for the Famicom, and it was hard. Enemies hit harder, used more status effects, had a wider range of abilities and attacks. And it was decided it was a little too hardcore for Western audiences. So when it came to the US, renamed Final Fantasy II, we got the watered down version. Enemy stats were lowered, their attacks were either cut or weakened. Even prices in the store were reduced, which apparently got a lot of attention in Japan because there was a big push to release the easier version over there. And when they did, they made it even easier than the US version. Stats were lowered even further, enemies' attacks were weakened even more. They even made the dialogue easier to understand for a younger generation. Then there was the DS version, which is considered the most brutal of them all. They went back to the original hard mode game and added augmentations, which let your character inherit or use other characters' abilities. All of these changes, the bigger cast, the story focus, the battle system, even changing the game between releases, all pointed to one thing. Final Fantasy IV was the first modern Final Fantasy game. It took years of experimentation, but Square was finally starting to nail down what a Final Fantasy game was. It took a lot of trial and error. The blueprint was finally coming into focus. And it shows. This game was ported over and over, and of the 6-pixel remasters, it is solidly in second place. Look, I like this game, but you can pry Final Fantasy VI from my cold dead hands. And that's the end of Final Fantasy IV. It finally feels like the series is back on track after the low point that was 3. Weird sci-fi ending notwithstanding. The magic is in place, the active battle system is here, the story made sense. It was weird, but it made sense, and I never once had to think about where I was supposed to go or what I was supposed to do, except for that one part where I had to figure out how to open up the hellhole. And yeah, half the characters being brainwashed was kind of weird, but that's Final Fantasy. Let's just hope 5 continues this upward trend. Now, to be honest, 4 and 5 rank pretty equally for me. I took 5 down a peg because I feel like the story stole a lot of beats from 4. When 4 did the alien thing, it was new and different and interesting. And then 5 basically did the exact same story. And if you've been paying attention, you know what comes in at number 1, Final Fantasy VI. I'm playing Final Fantasy VI and I randomized everything. Bosses, characters, items, abilities, everything. Are you kidding me? Okay. Yep, that makes sense. How hard could it be? Now, this is my first time playing a Final Fantasy VI randomizer, even though it's my favorite game ever. So I don't know too much about it, but Worlds Collide comes with some presets, so I just went with the Moogle Cup presets, which start you with 3 characters, and that's pretty much all I know. So these are the objectives, and I do plan to do all of them. So I need to recruit 9 people, find 12 espers, complete 21 checks. I'm doing Doma Castle, the Magitech Factory, and suplex a train, because why not? Oh, you start with the ship. I guess that makes sense. So I start with Terra, Realm, and Lock. And Terra has Blitz, okay? Realm has Rage. And Lock has Dance. All right, sure. But what equipment does everyone start with? Just basic equipment. Okay, so I think the first thing I want to do is just find people, right? And I'm right by Narsh, so let's try Narsh. Or do I want to level a little bit first? So, Worlds Collide comes with... Oh, okay, that's bad. Okay, maybe I want items first. Okay, lesson learned. I should probably get some items first. Moogle Charm. There, yeah, that. Let's try this again. Also, aren't Mog and the Yeti, whose name I can't remember, in Narsh? But there's also boss battles in Narsh. Crap, what do I do? Oh, alright, that's pretty good. No. What is that? I don't remember what any of these do. I don't remember what any of these do. Why are you just punching? And you're dead anyway. Oh, you're not dead. Okay. Looking back, using desert dance on the desert creature might not have been the best play. Oh. All right. Good job, Rome. And I got nothing for that. Don't be a monster. Now, I have played this game several times, but it has been about a decade since the last time I played it, so I don't know where all the chests and stuff to check are. I'm just going to make this a lot more difficult. I got to remember to check off these checklists. And I don't actually know what half of these checks are. I don't remember enough to recognize them by the pictures. Anything else I could do back here? Maybe I'll buy armor. I don't have a lot of cash, though, and everything's really expensive right now. Oh, Realm can use Setzer stuff. I can't afford any of that anyway. I don't want to fight any bosses right now until I get better armor or more people. Alright, so what can I do? Oh, this is the Narsh. That's a Narsh weapon shop I just went into. Alright, so let's go somewhere I can find a lot of items. Okay, I think there are a lot of items here. Don't know what that is. Alright, we got some stuff. Alright, so let's do realm stuff, because I think that's quicker. Edgar! Oh, but Edgar's not going to have tools. Oh, no. Are you kidding me? What the... Oh, what am I supposed to do against Atma? What am I supposed to do against Atma? I'm just screwed. I don't know what you just did, Locke, but it didn't help. Oh, okay. So he didn't... That didn't do a lot either. I don't understand what's happening. Okay, great. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Oh, and I can't control either of these. Locke is stuck in dance and Realm is raging, so I just have to sit here and watch. And Locke is literally doing nothing. How much health does Atma weapon have? Stop doing... I wish I knew what dances did. Oh, someone else is dead now. Yep, okay. Well, that's game over number 2. Because Locke is literally doing nothing. Okay. Let's try again. I never saved either. Did I need to save? Or will it let me just continue? Nope, starting over. Okay. I wonder if that will always be Atma. Or if I do it again, it'll be a different boss. Should probably save more. So everything seems to be randomized the exact same way. Which means that will always be Atma. Okay, I don't remember that, but I'm not doing that right now. Can I get Mog? I don't remember how I get Mog. It's on the other side of that puzzle room. Is that... I don't remember. I think I have to, like, pick the right path. I'm gonna save first. This is a really bad idea, but I want to know what's on the other side of that room. Okay, I think this is fine. Come on, Power Demon, be something good. That's pretty good. Okay, not bad. And we gained some levels and got some money. Wait, what? Did I come in the wrong way? So can I just... All right. Was that Mog? Hang on. I think there's a boss in here. This is where the S... Oh. No, 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 no. I thought you were joining me. No, I'm not doing that gauntlet thing. And this is probably a really stupid idea too. But I can't do anyway. Do I need someone to unlock this? And if I do, why wouldn't it be Terra? That was a big waste of time. I kind of wish I had set up a timer so you all could see I've been playing for about an hour and I've accomplished literally nothing. Okay, this is fine. Don't pummel the shell. Okay. Nothing of use. Okay. This shouldn't be bad. I can't use dance and I can't use rage. But it shouldn't be bad. Slime is annoying, but it doesn't hurt. Is that all he does is slime? I don't remember. No, he does hit. I want to use Blitz, but I can't target it, and I'm worried she's going to target the shell. Come on, I got my attack off first. Yep. Don't die, don't die, don't die. That hurt a lot. I have one tonic. And I think that's all I can get off for. No! I think I only take 3 and then I have to wait. Slowest fight ever. Finally! That was the dullest boss fight ever. And a Magicite. Awesome. Ultima and Meteor. Okay. I want to check out Narsh in the World of Ruin, because I know there are some unlocks there, too. Ragnarok or Genji Glove. I don't remember what Ragnarok does. Oh, Curing Life. Okay. But when she rages, I can't control her. Still, HP at level up 100%. Oh, no, 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 no. No, no, no. We are not doing a dragon. In fact, I'm saving. How do I fight you? Do I attack the woman or do I attack the not woman? I attack the not woman. Or do I attack the woman? Maybe I attack the woman. Or maybe I just die. Yep, that makes sense. Alright, I don't think I'm ready for that either. What do I do here? I need better equipment. And I need more levels. But where do I go for equipment? Where do I look? Do I just try to grind a few levels and hope I don't hit anything big that'll murder me? That's gonna help a lot. Okay, Ultima. Getting so many red caps. I don't need them. Horse armor's good. Alright, who we got? Who we got? Okay, this is fine. Oh, but I can only cast that once. Still, Ultros should be nothing, right? Oh, wait, what version of Ultros is this? Why is he moving closer? What does this one do? I don't remember. You are doing nothing, Locke. Okay, good. More ice shield. I need electric shield to deal with Chatternook. I wonder if this is a really stupid idea because I don't have that many people. I mean, I'm not gonna have any random encounters, but there are bosses in here, right? Oh, I don't have Mughal charms on these two. That was lucky. And Realm's not got Meteor. That's cool. I think I screwed this up already. I saw a treasure and I wanted it. Probably a really bad idea to put the two people I can't control on one team, but a lot of the stuff Locke does doesn't do any damage, so he needs help. Okay, one step at a time this time. And that's a trap. Oh, that just feels like a trap, though. I mean, that's definitely... That's a dragon. That's a dragon. Never mind. We'll do that later. That's a later thing. Magicite's great, but I'd really like another character. Well, that's everything for Locke. Okay, so Realm only has 2 chests. One is going to be the mansion. I don't remember you. How do I learn more dances? Oh, alright. There's a new dance. Okay, so I just get them by leveling. I don't remember you either. I don't think I want Love Sonata for this fight. Oh, come on. Now I can't control anyone. Well, alright. One down. Let's just hope this goes well. Thanks. Good job. Tell me that's it. I can't cure zombie. Oh, I can't cure zombie, I don't think. Wait, revivify. Is that zombie? Yes. Great. That's awesome. That's just the best. Oh. Can you... That's great. That's so good. Thanks, Locke. Realm, please do something helpful here. Okay. That was not helpful. Oh, okay. Crap. Oh, I was trying to avoid that. Alright, come on. Just don't zombify me. Alright, I hope that's it. Get me out of this fight. I really need a 4th character that I can control. Okay. Who we got? Poltergeist. Oh, okay. Locke, you are actually worse than useless. And Terra's dead. Cool. I don't think I can win this. Especially not with Locke healing every turn. Screw it. Let's just see what happens. Good job, Locke. Keep it up. The Realm having that fire protection is the only thing that is saving me right now. And Locke missing his heals. But he'll keep trying. Nope, that's gonna hurt. Yep. I should probably give Terra that fire armor if I don't game over here. And I need to pick a different dance. I think Realm is out-damaging his heals a little. But it'd really be great if he could kill Locke. I don't believe it! Yes! Yes! Oh, oh my God. Another magic. I need another person. All right. So all that's left are terrorist checks. Oh no. Realm has one more. Oh no, wait, this was Atma weapon. I'm not getting anything good in these chests. Okay, that's good. And that. I also don't remember which ways you're supposed to go. I just don't know what boss I'm gonna run to at the end. Alright, who we got? Next. I think I just attacked the body, right? Getting Ultima was so big that early. That hit everyone. Why do I want to hit... Why would I cast that spell? Alright. Not bad. More Magicite. I don't need more Magicite. I need people. Maybe I'll do Zozo. Zozo shouldn't be too bad without random encounters. Alright, so that's top of the tower. So I'll do that last. Let me explore first. I don't know yet. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh, that is what I wanted to do. Never mind. Dullahan. Oh, that's gonna hurt a lot. Yep. I don't remember how hard this guy is. Not that hard. Okay, cool. I really need to give Terra whatever Esper boosts health. More Magicite. Great. Odin's cool, but I really need characters. I guess I can take them to Mobliz and see what boss I got to deal with there. Do I have to walk all the way back? I only have 2 checks left. If I don't get another character soon, I'm really screwed. 3 checks. I got 3 checks. But one of them is Atma, and there's a character I can get by killing Atma, but how am I supposed to do that? Please give me somebody. Hang on, let me explore first before I... Because I think that triggers the boss fight. Nope, that triggered the boss fight. Okay, cool. Well... Okay, who is it? Oh. It's... the same. What? Oh. Scripted, forgot. Air Force. I don't think this is too tough. No, I don't think it is. I forgot. This is the fight where she goes Super Saiyan and has to fight on her own. Alright, doesn't matter. Please give me someone. I can't deal with Atma. You have to give me someone. The Seal Gate is the only check I have left, and if I don't get a character here, that means I need to deal with Atma. Okay. Try this again. Nope. Okay. What am I doing here? I'm supposed to be all the way down at the bottom? No. Is this bugged? Why are those not moving? Why are those not moving? Yeah, so this whole second half is bugged. And so I have to look at a picture of what it's supposed to look like to figure out where I'm supposed to go. Oh, now it works. I know some of these switches are traps. I don't know which ones are, but I know they are. I don't trust the one on top of the bridge. Shouldn't have trusted that one either. Okay. Who? What? I don't know what you are. If I use magic, you gonna hurt me? No, magic works. Oh, good. Okay, fine. We're fine. It's fine. I could really use some, like, amazing weapons. I don't know what that did. At this point, I'm just doing stuff. I see a way out somewhere? Over here? Yes. Was this another boss? Because I don't remember. That's more Magicite. All I have left is Atma. All I have left, I have to beat Atma. It has been 2 hours, 9 checks, and 0 characters. The only thing I have left is fighting Atma. Ultima! Ultima is going to carry me through this whole playthrough. Now give me a character. Edgar. Thank you. Alright, now that we have Edgar, we can check out Figaro Castle. I don't want to check out the engine room yet. I want to explore to see if there's anything I can... Do I need to be in World of Ruin? Where is the castle in World of Ruin? Damn thieves. I wanted to steal that treasure. And tentacles are going to be... Did he just flip me off? He's free. Okay. Shock. I don't remember what shock does. He died before she even got to show up. I forgot that was supposed to be a 2-fight. My magic is ridiculous right now. After this, I'm out of checks again. I am really getting unlucky with the characters here. Katana Soul. How much damage do you take? Okay, thank you. Oh. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Alright, I pressed a thing. What did it do, though? Oh, here we go. Oh, do I want to fight a dragon? Is that it? Is that all that was here? That can't be it, because I'm out of checks. Is that it? Are there checks that I can do that don't require people? Maybe I'll go back up and fight the Esper and Narsh. And maybe I can kill the dragon and Narsh too. But maybe I don't want to do those at the same time. Where are you, dragon? Dragon. Come on, you were here before. Seriously, where'd the dragon go? Okay. Oh, I need to be in the World of Ruin. That was dumb. Is this... That Kefka? Is that this fight here? Do I get Cyan for doing this? I wonder if this is a huge mistake. Alright, I don't think these are anything. Yeah, these are nothing. Why are they all coming up the same way? Oh, okay. They're all coming up the exact same way. What's that? Oh, still nothing. Mildly annoying. I don't know if I have eye drops. What? Is this a problem? Okay, this is a problem. Oh, that's a big problem. Oh, that is a gigantic... Okay. Ghost train! Crap, wait, no. Pause. I don't know if I have suplex yet. I need to suplex a train. That's one of the requirements. Please work. Yes! See if they fix this or not. Maybe they did. In the original, if you phoenix down the train, it just died. But apparently it dies to Ultima anyway. Okay. Suplex the train! I was really worried about that. Because I didn't think about it. I didn't know where I was going to find the ghost train. Because all the bosses were randomized. It could have been anywhere. Oh, that's how I get Cyan. Okay. Oh, now I can do Doma Castle, which I needed to do. I'm guessing that was that Kefka. Wait, Cyan's with me right now. So, who am I about to get someone new? Nope. Magicite was writing love letters to a widow. Alright. Shote was writing love letters to a widow. And got her some very nice flowers. And I think I can clear Cyan's other 2 checks just by going to Doma Castle. Because that's where the dream is. I don't remember what his other one is. The soldier. Thought I got into the dream just by going to sleep. Am I wrong? Do I need to sleep in a certain bed? There we go. Alright, Dream World. Oh, a goddess is here. Well, Ultima kill. Lore? Cyan has lore? I don't like lore. I guess flare's alright. Except if it misses. But I wasn't paying attention. Did Ultima miss? No. There we go. Easy game. God gamer. I forgot. This is how you get to the ghost train. Oh, Gal's here. I forgot all of this. I thought you just beat the triplets, and then it was over. Wait, am I going in a circle? I'm going in a circle. There we go. There was no boss at the end of the ghost train? And we... Atma again? Why is there more Atma? Screw it. I don't care if it's boring that I just spam Ultima. I'm not dealing with this crap. Is there a way to check my progress? I don't know how many, I just want to make sure I've done the things I need to do. Yes! Okay. Wait. Am I done? Does that mean I can just go get the boss now? What were the other What were the other things I wanted to do? Alright. I want to get Gao on my team so I can teach him Ultima, because that is my move today. Just teach everybody Ultima. That does not look like a town where I can sleep. And we got Gao, who only has 2 checks. I don't even know if I'm playing a randomizer the way you're supposed to do it. Like, I'm trying to get all the characters and do all the things, because that's how I would normally play a game. I mean, I'm not speedrunning this or anything. Did I kill another dragon? I forgot to check it off. I don't remember. The thing is, to do Gao's check where you go to the Veld and you recruit someone, I need dried meat. And dried meat could be anywhere. But I can still do this. But if this doesn't give me a character, then I'm out of checks until I get dried meat. Well, I can still do the generic ones that I'm not sure how to do some of. I wasn't paying attention. I have to tell it where to go. I'm looking at the checks. I know the Esper on top of the mountain, that's one. What these other ones are. Maru, yes! Oh, he has no skills, apparently. Oh, if he has no skills, then I don't need him on a team. I'm trying to teach people magic. Alright, well now I should definitely go back to Narsh now that I have Amaro, because I can do Amaro's whole thing. Which is one whole check. But it's something. Wonder if I need him on my team. Do I need him on my team to do the check? Or do I just need him? Like recruited? Is there a way to check my progress in-game? Oh, track. Done. I need more characters and 12 Esper. And the Magic Factory. Okay. I need Magitech Factory. And then just more people and more Esper. And then I'm done. I don't remember who this was. But I'm sure Ultima will handle it. Chardanook, that's right. Why? Oh, I can't control him. That's gonna be a problem. Come on, Switch. I didn't prepare. Wow, okay. I didn't prepare for this. I wanted to put on lightning stuff. Too easy. That's done. I really wanted to get, like, Sabine or Celeste. Mario fight. I don't need... Ultros. Oh. It's this fight. Oh, shut... Oh, that's just how the fight ends. And we got Mog. Goodbye, Maru. Okay. Now we have Mog. I can't do Gao because I don't know where to get meat. Did I see meat in any of the stores? I wasn't looking for it. I'm just going to load up on remedies. Because they don't cost anything. Now, I chased Lone Wolf up here, and I don't remember what you're supposed to do when you get to the top. It's you save him or you grab an item. But I'm wondering if it's different in the randomizer. What happens if I just don't move? Because I'm guessing that'll be another character unlocked, right? So now I get a new... XP egg? Thought I was gonna get a character. All right. Should I have helped Lone Wolf? Would that have gotten me a character? Or would I have gotten Genji gloves? Which is still better than the XP egg. I don't need the XP egg. Did I just lock myself out of a character? Oh no. I need that dried meat. I'm out of character checks again. I need to find dried meat so I can do Gao's belt. Oh, or I get Shadow from doing this. Okay. How many checks Shadow has? Shadow has a few. All right, that works. You know, I'm worried I'm doing this wrong. Like, I'm just looking at this list of checks, like a list of objectives, and I'm just running through them. But I'm sure there are plenty of chests and boxes and areas that aren't covered that I could check out, and there'd probably be a ton of items in there. I also don't know if I'm doing these espers right. I'm just doing what I normally do when I play, which is equip everyone with everything until everyone's mastered everything. I know you get bonuses for leveling up when you have certain espers, but I never paid attention to that. And that probably matters more in a randomizer when you level up faster, but I'm ignoring it. I don't know if that's going to be a problem later. Oh, I got my dog back. So if I have Shadow, who's Interceptor found? He found Magicite. Alright, good dog. I guess that was the beast? The other check for Shadow is going to the floating island and doing that whole thing, and I don't really want to do that if I don't have to. It takes so long, it's such a pain. General Leo, he's the guy who has the sword shoot move thing I've got. Would love some dried meat. I think I'm going to the floating island because I don't have anything else to do. I don't know what those things in the middle are. And I guess I have to do Shadow's thing where I... Wait, who's Serpy? Are you just birds? You're just birds. I guess I have to do Shadow's thing where I wait as long as I can before I leave. Hopefully that'll unlock a character, because that's all I got. Alright, now who we got? Soul and Soul Saver. I don't remember how to beat you. So let's hope this works. Can he even morph? Like, can he even use that power? Why does he have it? Again. Which Ultros is this? Now he can morph. What's the difference? Is this first Ultros? Can I just beat him to death? Yes, I can. Okay. That's not a person. That's not a person. Oh, this is why I hate this place. And am I not even getting a character for it? Is that Magicite? Is that all I'm getting? Because then this is not worth it. I should just leave now. I guess we can see what boss is at the end. Behemoth. More Magicite. Another boss battle? Alright, so I got 2 Magicite. That it? I really need another character. I keep saying that, but I really do, because I'm running out of stuff. Oh, or is that it? There's no timer. Do I not have to wait for the timer? How do I... Why am I getting attacked? Why did I come here with a group of 3? I thought I was getting a character. So do I not have to wait at the end of this? Do I just go? Is the Magicite all I'm getting? What is that? What is this? Is this a boss? I don't remember. Does that give me anything? Nothing. Great. Oh! Tell me that's someone. Tell me that means I get someone. I don't want more Magicite! Now what do I do? What are these things in the... I've done every... Except for meat. Oh, I need to find... fried meat. I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. Somebody's got to have dried meat, right? If it's really just in some random box somewhere, I am screwed. I don't remember what any of these things do, and I'm wondering if I pick something up that someone's like, oh, that's really good, and I just completely ignore it. Sure. I don't want an XP egg. So that was this dude. That's great. That doesn't help me at all. Oh, that's Doomgaze. What does Doomgaze get me? Probably Magicite. Just if I had to guess. I guess we'll go looking for Doomgaze. I don't know if it's a good idea to fight him with a newly made team, but... And in the original game, don't you have to fight him a few times? I wonder if they changed that. Or not Doomgaze. For a second, I completely forgot this was a randomizer, and I was expecting to fight Doomgaze. I think this is a great team for these enemies. Alright, this is kind of annoying. Is there an auto battle button? Ah, new color. Goodbye. Alright. Doomgaze is down. And Magicite. Cool. Cool. Magitech Factory. I keep forgetting about the Magitech Factory. Can't I murder them? Wrong. Should I have said yes? Oh. They sent squirrels after me. I don't remember how I get in there. I need a disguise? Leave me alone, horse. Oh, come on. You have bees and seahorses guarding this place. Security should not be this bad. There's supposed to be a guy right here. Is this gated behind another character? I thought this was just generic gameplay. Oh, I am so screwed. What do I have to do? Is it possible to get soft locked in this thing? Or do I have to find dried meat? Is that the only thing I have left? Do I just have to go from place to place, aimlessly searching till I find dried meat? Editor, fast forward until I find dried meat, I guess. I'm the editor. Yes! Okay. Oh, that didn't take nearly as long as I thought it would. Whatever. Just in case I screw something up. Alright, so I have to get a team of 3. And I have to get into fights now. Setzer! First shot, let's go. That's really weird seeing Setzer do that. Okay, we got Setzer. That gives us 2 entire checks. Yes, okay. Okay. Now we've unlocked some stuff. Let's go. Getting that dried piece of meat unlocks so much stuff. I feel like these 2 are going to be really quick. Oh, wait, I don't remember all the steps to do this puzzle. And I didn't equip a Moogle Charm. That's fine, it's squirrels. Oh, the days when you needed pen and paper to solve puzzles. It says the world is square backwards. I don't want any more XP eggs. Oh, there you are. Oh, he has GP rain. And Setzer has capture. I don't remember what capture does. Oh, is capture, paint? Is that Rem's thing? Wait, hang on. How many? Where am I at? I just need to do the Magitech Factory. And I don't know how. The guy's not there. Is it one of Sabin's unlocks? Maybe it is. Let's go check. Nope. Celeste's? Who is this gated behind? Oh, it's gated behind Celeste. Okay. So we are back to doing Sabin stuff. Doesn't look like Celeste. That's tomorrow. Is this what capture does? I don't remember anymore. Oh, capture is steal and attack. Okay. And that's... Maybe this will give me Celeste. Maybe she's holding up a house right now. Move. Oh yeah, there's no timer here. Oh, it's just so nice when there's no timer. I always love the idea in RPGs. The world is coming to an end. The evil guy is about to enact his final scheme, and you're just killing time by shopping and collecting stuff. But this is like the ultimate version of that. The house is falling down. Oh, no, 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 no. I don't want to play with this guy. Nope, has to die, killed. Okay, good, 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 good. No, hate those guys. But yeah, this is the ultimate version of that. The house is collapsing. But it'll take all the time that I want to collect while it collapses. What do I get? I think this is where the Phantom Train is, but what's... I did the Phantom Train. Oh, I guess I did a dream of the train, and now we're doing the actual train? I don't remember how to get it through this forest. That one it? There's the train. Okay, here we go. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, come on. Move! God. Dead people are so rude. I didn't mean the rude thing. Who is this? Siegfried. Not really impressed there, Siegfried. Okay. Cool. Hey! That. Oh, I don't remember how to beat you. Do I have to keep switching between magic and physical? I think that's how we do this. Maybe? Either that or I'm just screwing around for no reason. Okay, that wasn't bad. I don't know if that's how I was supposed to beat him. But I did. And it worked. There's Celeste. Okay, finally. Okay, let's do this. Because that's it, right? Yes. I just need to do the Magitech factory. And then we can do Kefka, and that's it. How many X-Ethers do I have? Only 6. I should really stock up on those, because I feel like Ultima is gonna be used a lot in Kefka's tower. Oh. Oh! When you have Celeste, it's just open. Okay. And now I'm just going in a circle. How do I get out of here? I don't remember how to get through this place. Alright, who's next? Tentacles. That's fine. Oh, Celeste has slot machines, too. And now we have... I don't remember how to beat you. Which means just hit it with the strongest magic we got. Now, do I want to just keep going and complete everything? Or do I want to just finish it all? There's only one character left. You're taking a lot longer to die than I thought you would. Thank you. At least, like 5 checks. 6. Oh, 7, there's Go-Go. And I guess I got really lucky that I had someone with Blitz. Because I needed Suplex a Train for one of the requirements, and that would have been a whole other gate. Oh. Okay. Cool. So that's everybody except for Go-Go. I mean, at this point, I might as well just finish up, I guess. Except for that stuff in the middle, I don't know what it is. Can you stop picking fights with everybody? Alright. That's done. Alright, Opera House it is. I don't actually have to do the opera. I don't remember how I get up into the rafters either. Oh, maybe this is it. Damn place is infested with rabbits. Alright, so who we got instead of Ultros? Oh. Okay. Yep. First, Kefka. Oh, and there's Gogo. That's everybody. Alright, so that is everyone. That should be a quick check. I think we just go into the basement where Celeste was. If I can remember which house it is. I think it's this house, but this dude won't move. There we go. Celeste is done. Gogo only has one check, so that's easy, the Zonator. We're going on 6 hours. Alright, we're the enemy's end. Thank you. Alright, and now we wait. Come on. Just eat her. Stop screwing around. Thank you. Reminds me of Ghostbusters for the NES. Except slightly less annoying. And it is nice having the Moogle charm so I don't get jumped every step of the way. Though some fights might break this up. Remember, do I have to walk all the way back down here? And we have version 2 of this guy. I think that's right, because don't you fight Magic Master, whatever his name is up here? Don't tell me I have to walk. Jump. Just jump. It's not that high. Ah. Oh, come on. Can I warp stone out of here? Does this count as a dungeon? Okay. Oh, well, no wonder. What? I have a Moogle charm. Was that the fire? Is that because I touched the fire? Yeah, it was because I touched fire. Okay. And I'm being attacked by records. Why did it seem like the box of records was tougher than the giant? I don't know if I even can avoid these. Well, that did nothing. Thanks, Edgar. Oh, I can't get past any of them, can I? Well, this is going to be this. I never found out who has tools. Does Struggle have tools? If so, I should be working on him. And we have tunnel armor. I don't think he's very tough. Okay, that hurt. Maybe he is kind of tough. Oh, never mind, not tough. Alright, so just Ebbett's Rock. And then Kefka. 2, 3, 4, 9, 12, 15, 17, 20, 25. That'll do it. And that is it. Last check. Let's go deal with Kefka. Going into Kefka's tower, we are at 621. Statues or entrance? What does that mean? Which one is the end game? Statues? Yes, okay. I think this is what I want. Narapa? I don't remember you. How tough are you? Not. Okay, good. What does that mean? Stop. Don't do that. Can you just die, please? Thank you. Go shake your aura someplace else. Oh, there you are. Did I just beat him to death? I don't remember how tough he is. There he goes. 630. And I think just Kefka's left, right? Oh no, one more statue. Oh, okay. Oh, you have a thing, don't you? Well, see what happens if I do this. Nothing. Nothing happened. Goodbye. Now, the whole team gets back together so I can heal and stuff, right? No? No, we just go right into it. I forgot that. I thought I could reheal and refill my magic. Okay, nope, we just go. All right. Let's see how many Ultimas it takes to kill Kefka. Oh. Okay. Oh, no. Don't do that. Realm. What do I get to heal? And refill my magic? I don't know. Time to spam Ultima. It got me this far, it's gonna get me to the end. Love this music. This game has such a great soundtrack. Who keeps healing who? I love the design of this boss. It is so weird. Why is Remedy not working? Do I have to do this with 2 people? Oh, now he's frozen and asleep. Is Remedy the spell not going to work either? Well, can he die and get replaced? Oh, Realm's back. And Realm's gone. So far only 1 death before final Kefka? Oh, I love that so much. And that is it. Oh, that is the end of my first Final Fantasy VI randomizer. Thanks to Ultima. Oh. I'm guessing we clocked in somewhere around 7 hours. Probably less. I think the last time I checked it was like 6:30. And that was before all of this. So yeah, under 7 hours. Which is the longest video I've ever recorded by far. At least live and in a row. Hey, 1 more Magicite for the road. Oh, no, they're dying. Or at least running. And that is it. Thank you all so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, this is one of my favorite games of all time, so getting to play it in a whole new way was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, if you could hit the like and subscribe buttons down below, I would really appreciate it. It would help me out. It would help my channel. And I will see you all next time. Before making these videos, I had never played 1 through 5, but I played 6 several times. And so I didn't want to just play it again and then tell people how good it is. So that's why I decided to randomize everything. And that game still holds up. It was my first RPG. It was the game that got me into RPGs, and I still love playing it today. And so that is how I rank the first 6 Final Fantasy games. You know, looking back on these videos, one thing I always struggled with was the call to action. I started doing that little outro thing, but it always felt kind of funky and tacked on and not natural. So I started to try to work it into the videos a little bit more naturally. But since this is kind of a retrospective of the first video I ever made to the most recent video that I made, why not? For one last time. But that's just what I think. Tell me what you think in the comments down below, good or bad, let me hear it. And while you're down there, if you could hit the like and subscribe buttons, I'd really appreciate it. And I will see you all next time.